He came to attend a funeral in Istanbul, but bystander Uğur Kurt ended up being shot and died in hospital. 24 hours later, this funeral was for him. As mourners gathered for a second time at the same house of worship, they chanted anti-police and anti-government slogans.
A police officer with a mask fired from the opposite side, from the corner over there. They shot the guy here.
But it's not proven that a police bullet killed Uğur Kurt on Thursday morning. He was not a demonstrator. CCTV from the courtyard outside the religious centre show him falling to the ground, fatally wounded. Istanbul's governor says that 14 police rifles have been confiscated for forensic analysis. In Ankara, Turkey's Prime Minister strongly defended the actions of police working in an increasingly tense and combative environment. The mask wearers, he implied, were not the security forces.
They said it was the anniversary of the protests, and what did they do? They have terrorized that neighborhood. They attacked with petrol bombs, masks and fireworks. A petrol bomb landed inside a police van and officers were wounded.
But anti-police and anti-government protests continued in the neighborhood. And another man died overnight in skirmishes with police. This time, police said it was a homemade fragmentation bomb that killed him. The anniversary of the Gezi protests is on May the 30th. The government says that protesters are trying to provoke a crisis on that date. Demonstrators say the reason they're still on the streets is because police brutality and human rights are more of an issue now in Turkey than ever. What is not in dispute is that this poor neighborhood of Istanbul, Okmedane, is one of the enduring centers of trouble. It was the scene of the funeral of Berkin Elvan in March, a teenager who died after months in a coma, hit in the head by a police tear gas canister during the Gezi protests. The recently dead miners of Soma were another source of demonstrators' anger. This area is traditionally leftist and also Alevi, the Turkish branch of Shia Islam. This community feels under siege from Turkey's ruling AK Party and says that a shooting in the courtyard of a religious house is unacceptable. Representatives have called for nationwide protests on Sunday. Anita, McNaught, Al Jazeera, Istanbul.